Hi everyone. So today the Budgies are going to be moved into their own room. Let's pan around to behind here. I have an empty room that I can use for my Budgies. I have a 2-bedroom apartment and I've just moved all my furniture into the other room. And I'll shortly be bringing their cage upstairs. It rests on a platform on wheels where we can store things down below. But we also have two pieces. We have one side here and one side here. So what I'm going to do is have the birds all move over to this side of the cage, and I'm going to put the cage divider in, and then we're going to fasten it with cable ties. And at that point, this side will be empty and I can remove it from the stand, and then I can take their part that they are in, it's not heavy, just awkward, and put it on the floor and get ready to move. Then I can move their base upstairs and this side, which will be empty. And don't worry, I know it's little tight quarters, but it's only temporary, like a travel cage for all the birds. So that's what's going to be happening. And I'll come back when we've got the move underway so you can see this whole process. We are in the process of moving the babies upstairs. Okay, so what I've done then, see this cage comes apart, it's on a stand. You took this side off, but because it has an open side, I used the actual divider and put some cable ties here, and we made a fourth side. So next step, I took their food and dishes out. So, mind you, this is only for a very short time. We're doing this in a pretty quick succession, so they will be fine just for about 15 minutes. And next step is I'm going to take their cage off the platform. I'm going to move the platform upstairs. This side is going to go upstairs and be put back on the platform, and then they will come up, and then we'll put the cage back together and they'll be moved. It's a very convenient little system, isn't it? I've done it before when we moved from one house to the next, and it's a lot easier making a travel cage this way than it is trying to get them into separate cages to move. All right, let's be back in a little minute with more of our journey. Okay, everyone. Here we have 16 budgies on one side of the cage, waiting for the little journey upstairs. The base of the cage has been brought up, 13 kind of narrow stairs, and the other half of the cage is up there as well. So when we carry this one up very carefully, then we will put it back on the base, and then the other piece will go back on the base. Then we can cut the cable ties and put their other divider back in, and put their food and water back in. The birdies are now upstairs in their room. All right, it does sound a little echoey because there's not much in here. They're going to have plenty of room. Okay, there's the base that their cages will go on. This one is the left side. And here are the birdies in the right side. We're going to put the cage back together now. There's birdies back up on their frame. And this is the other half. Then I'll just need to use some screws at the back on the other side for stability. And then we can put their divider in, add their food and water, and they're all set and ready to go. My little moving system worked great. The cable ties held greatly, made a nice square cage for them. So they're back on their frame now. We just need to put this other piece back up. Fasten some screws at the back. Put their other divider in, cut the cable ties, and they'll be ready. They'll be all moved. Then I can add their food and water. All of this only took about 15 minutes altogether. The hard part was being careful on the narrow stairs. All the birdies are now moved into their big cage upstairs. I cut zip ties and put their open divider back in, so there's not room for them to get their heads stuck. Their bird light is on. Their bird light is on a smart plug on a timer, so it's on for 12 hours out of the day. Their food is back. Their water is back. They haven't gone over to the other side yet, but this will require a little bit of talking about and conversation and deciding if they feel safe or what. We can get them used to their new room and new location while in their cage. And then in a few days, I'm going to try to arrange their room and let them out. There we go. We're all set up and ready to go for birdies. Let's see if we can get them to fly over to the other side. Okay, come on, you guys. You guys. There they go. They figured it out. So, hard to hold the camera and film at the same time, but they're fine. And they're just looking at me, trying to figure out what it is I'm doing, what's going on. But they'll get used to it. It just takes them a little longer than some of the bigger birds because they're very timid. Thanks for watching, everybody. And it's a great day for budgies.